So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the final chapter 3 of Modified Jones model. And in this video series, we will be looking at how to calculate Modified Jones model from practical point of view. For this exercise, we will be using Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. You can use either Google Sheet or any open source spreadsheet application. Okay, before starting, we will have some basic understanding of instruction on how to approach the data collection and data analysis part for this discretionary or accrual based earnings management detection. Okay, so first of all, instructions and example, I'm going to just explain to you certain things. Always use a spreadsheet application for data collection because the data collection is, like I said, is stressful and data analysis is painful. So if you are directly collecting it on SPSS or any other statistical format, even Stata, you can do data entry. It is not a data collection or a data entry tool per se. SPSS and even Stata, even you can use Python. These Anaconda model in Python, you cannot easily do data entry in those softwares because they are full-fledged software analysis tools. SPSS, Stata, or whatever other statistical, even R packages, whether you have to you can enter data, but it doesn't have a user-friendly environment or graphical user interface for you guys to easily enter data into it. So please do keep in mind that do not engage, like I'm not saying that it is not permitted, but I'm just saying it will be making your life easier if you have a spreadsheet application. It can be either Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet application or any other open source application, whichever is available for you. Always when I start doing a research or a data collection, I always keep in mind that this data collection is stressful and data analysis is painful. Yes, if you don't go without a plan, always have a plan. Even in your Excel sheet, just write everything down in point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. So what I'm saying here is the point 2 you have to remember is always have a plan and have a data connection method which suits you the best. So you have to identify the collection period, whether it's cross-sectional, longitudinal. Always write your plan of approach down in words. Your plan of attack, your plan of approach, name whatever you like, but make sure you have a plan. If you don't plan, you will fail. That's simple as this when it comes to a tedious task as data collection and data analysis. So if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. Simple as that. So the next thing I want to elaborate is always save and have a backup of the relevant data collection sheet. Because let's say you spend weeks or months in collecting data, and if you lose access to everything, or your spreadsheet application or whatever it is, or your computer, let's say the computer crashes, and that is one of the worst things as a scholar that can happen to you. Okay, so be mindful. So always save and have a backup of the relevant data collection sheet. Have it in multiple sources. Have an external pen drive, have a OneCloud, have a Google Drive, and even email it to your email ID, because Microsoft, like even the Excel sheet, it's not going to be a lot of MB. Even if it's so, just send in multiple emails and keep it as a second source of recovery. So every time you close a certain specific worksheet, make sure once you end of the day, end of your work day, save it, back it up to Google Drive, external hard drive, whatever available facility available for you. It is an utmost unwritten. It's not written anywhere. These instructions are not written anywhere. But I'm telling you to write it down. Have every day. Make sure you have Control S or Command S or whatever operating system. Save your file, back up your file, and make sure have backup location in several locations. Backup several locations. Backup in several locations. External hard drive, OneCloud. So when the next point I have to emphasize is avoid mistake and be consistent in data collection and formatting. Okay, because garbage in, garbage out, that's a simple term I can explain to you. If you make mistake at the initial stage, the outcome will be a mistake or misrepresentation, or it will be misguiding you. So avoid mistakes and be consistent and persistent when you're doing certain data collection. Okay, if you are collecting USD, make sure every information is in USD. If you're collecting Euro information, make sure all the informations are Euro. But if you want to do merging, make sure everything is same. Make sure your font size are same, your decimals and everything is same throughout from start to end. If not, it will be a problem for you guys. Okay, so please do keep those things in mind. The last thing, ensure the correct period is defined and collected data for that particular period. So assume if your analysis is from 2040 to 2050, you should collect for this study, because you have to go prior year as well. So at least collect it from 2038 to 2050. It depends from what is your collection period and your analysis period. Analysis period may be from 2040 to 2050, but your collection period should start from at least 2038, because you have to do prior calculations to obtain certain figures. So these are the things you have to keep in mind. Okay, and if there's anything else, you have to remember, put it down on the Excel sheet. Like create something like this, instructions for yourself, and have this plan of approach, plan of attack. The first thing you have to do before any data collection, any sort of analysis, anything after doing literature review and writing up your thesis, is data collection. Have a plan. If you do not have a plan, you're planning to fail. Simple as that. So always make sure you have a plan of data collection and data analysis. Write it down word by word. Make sure you use a particular software that is easy for you. Always to save your data, pack it up to several locations. Make sure you are consistent, and make sure you don't do any avoid mistakes. Make sure your formattings are throughout the same, and ensure you're collecting for the correct period. These are some utmost unwritten rule, but the utmost rules you have to follow in data collection and data analysis. Please do not avoid this. I don't need to write it down, I'm smart. No, it doesn't work that way. Have it, write it down, then it is a constant reminder. Okay, I need to do this. If not, it's going to be a problem for me in the future. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, the step 1.